guys! Making a zipper in an already crocheted or knitted bag can be very annoying. But did you know that this can be done differently? In this video I show you how you can easily crochet stitches on your zipper so that you start your project at the zipper instead of attaching it at the end. In the next tutorial I'll show you how to make the rest of the bag, but for this tutorial I'll show you how to make the stitches on the zipper. So find yourself a zipper. If you want to make the next project you need a zipper of about 25 centimeters. But if you just want to learn how, then just find yourself a zipper and some thread. I use a 100% cotton yarn, a number 1, but you can use any yarn you like. But make sure you need to pull it through in with a very small crochet hook. So this is a 1.5 millimeter crochet hook. So when you poke through your zipper, you need to pull this yarn through. So the thicker the yarn, the more you struggle by pulling through. The stitches you make on your zipper don't need to be the same in the same yarn as you use for the rest of the project. They are just to attach your project to the zipper. So pick a neutral color or a color, same color as your zipper. In this case I pick a contrasting color so you can see what I do. So grab a zipper, a hook and some yarn, and let's begin. To start, make a slip knot. And then you need to decide how big you want your project, or when you make a project on top of your stitches here, you need to know what the repeat of the stitches you are making for the back. Maybe you don't have a repeat, then you don't have to count your stitches. I make 1 stitch, and there in every stitch I make 2 stitches when I work up the project. So, for example, if you need 30 stitches on each side, then make 15 on the zipper. So you can make 2 stitches in every stitch. Of course, you can also make 30 stitches when you need 30 on each side, but then your stitches will be very small. So that is totally up to you. Okay. So we see here is the end of the zipper. So I insert my hook, poke through just where the zipper ends, and then halfway you see here the band on the side. In the middle of the band, poke through your hook like this. Then grab your yarn and pull through like this. You need to make your stitches about 0.5 centimeter. That is what I do. So 0.5 millimeter in between the stitches. If you want to make 1 stitch in every stitch in the next round, then make your stitches 0.25 millimeter. So this is about 5 millimeters. So then go from here 0.5 millimeter to the left and poke through. Then yarn over. Oops. Pull through. So you have 2 loops on your hook. Now pull this loop the same height as the loop you already had on your hook, and then pull that loop through the loop on your hook. And then you see there is a stitch on your zipper. So keep that loop on that height and then go 0.5 centimeters or 5 millimeters to the left, poke through. When you are left-handed, then you work the other way around. So then you go to the right instead of the left. Sometimes it helps when you struggle getting your yarn through the hole by sliding your hook a couple of times through, so you made yourself, let me show you, a hole. So yarn over, pull through, pull this loop, the same loop as the loop on your hook, and pull through. Go to the left, 1/2 centimeter or 5 millimeter, or 2.5, 0.25 when you want 1 stitch in every stitch. Pull up, same height, and pull through. And then you see your stitches here. So go to the left, poke through, space your stitches evenly. And if you think it is easier to place some markings on your zipper so you know where 1/2 centimeter or 5 millimeter is, then do so. That is totally fine. Sometimes this happens, then you pull through also a little bit of your zipper, then take your stitch out, pull through again, and then make your hole a little bit bigger, and then you can pull through. Pull this stitch the same height as this one, and then pull through. Go to the left, poke your new hole, and pull through. And pull through the loop on your hook. Go to the left, insert, make your hole a little bit bigger if you want, if you need, and pull through. Make sure that both loops are the same height, and then pull through. Loop on your hook. And that's all for one side. You see here I split my yarn, and that happens more and more when your yarn is thicker. So the thicker your yarn, the more you have split yarn, or you struggle with split yarn. Like this. So repeat this all the way across until you are at the beginning of this end. So I think it is nice to cover this plastic part. So I stop right where that part begins. And when I am here, then I'll meet you back and show you how to cross over to the other side, and then work your way along this side. So work the first side, and it ripples a little bit. Don't mind that, because when you pull it a little bit, you see the stitches are nice and flat. You can block your work at the end, so pin your zipper, spray it wet, and then let it air dry, and then your zipper will be straight and fine again. So work until you think you're finished on this side. I stop where the plastic part begins, and then I'll meet you back and show you the rest. Okay, you see I worked all the way to the other side, and make your stitches loose, so not very tight, because then your work is too tight and your zipper will be like this in your work. That is not very nice. So make your stitches loose, not too loose, but loose enough so it doesn't pull tight. If you use this same yarn, so the same thickness, to work up the rest of your bag, then you make 2 stitches in every stitch. If you work a thicker yarn in the next round, so to work up your bag, then you can work 1 stitch in every stitch. You need to eyeball that when you work your yarn, and then you'll see how it turns out after your first round. You see that very quickly. Okay, I am at the end of the first side, and now we need to cross over to this side. I always do that the same, so you have a loop on your hook and the yarn on the back. Then grab your yarn, so don't poke through, grab your yarn and pull through to make a chain. Now we chain, this chain you can pull it a little bit tighter. This chain we don't use when we start working the rounds. You won't see that one anymore when you work up your piece. On the back you see it is one straight line, and on the front you see your chains. Okay, so we chain 1, we now chain 3 to go to the other side. So make your chains the same size as the chains on your zipper, so that's 1, 2, 3. So the first chain you don't count that as a stitch. Then cross over to the other side and turn your work. And now you can check if you made it to the middle of the other side, and I did. So then cross over from the last stitch on this side all the way to the other side and then to the middle. Then poke your hole, and then you see your working yarn is on the front. That is totally fine. Grab it and pull it through the bag, front to back. Make sure both loops are the same height. So and then pull the loop through the loop on your hook, like this. Now you see you crossed over, and if you think it is easier to put in stitch markers in the stitches you don't need to use in the next round. So here was my last stitch. And then here you see the chain 1 we made to cross over. So this one in the corner you don't use. Then you have 1, 2, 3 stitches, and then we start here with the next one. So that's all those stitches we use except this little one in the corner. You can use it as well, that is totally fine. If you think that is necessary, then you can use it. It doesn't matter if you use it or you don't use it. Okay, now your yarn is on the back again, and then we do the same. So 0.5 centimeters to the left, pull up a loop and pull through the loop on your hook. Repeat this across this side as well, and then I'll show you how to cross over one more time and finish your round. And then you are ready to start your project. Okay, this side is also done, so we need to make our way to the other side. Then I think it is easy to open your zipper a little bit and then do the same as on the other side. So we pick up, make the loop the height of the rest of the loops, then yarn over your working yarn and chain 1. Now we chain 3, make them the same as the other, 2, 3, so including this you have a chain of 4, then turn your work, cross over to the other side, let's close it a little bit more, and now we need to, don't shrink this loop, Now we need to attach it to this side. So slide under the first stitch, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through the loop on your hook, and then you can close your zipper again. And if you think this is not nice, what? Wait a sec. Yes, if you think this is not nice, then when it is like this, then you can, let me show you, let's take out until the last stitch on this side. Then you can make it one stitch further, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, turn your work, go to the other side, and then you need one stitch on this side as well. So we insert here, pull through, then pick up your yarn, pull up, pull through, and then go to the first stitch, poke through that stitch again, yarn over, pull up a loop, and pull through the loop on your hook again, and then you can bind off your stitch. When you close it, you see you are on top. So if you think this is nicer, then you do that. So make one stitch further on this side, chain 4, cross over, and then make one stitch on this side as well. Cut your yarn, bind off, weave in your ends, and then you are good to go. And if your work ripples a little bit, then you can do as I told you before. You can, oops, I don't want to unravel. You take some pins, pin it, pull it straight, pin it down, spray it wet and let it air dry, and then when you take out the pins, then your work is straight again. So if you want to see what I do with the zipper, not with this one, with another one, then watch my next video or make your own project, and I'm very curious to see what you've made out of it. You can show me on Instagram at @tuloopscrochet. If you like this tutorial, give me a thumbs up, and if you aren't subscribed yet and you like what you see, please, you would really make me happy by subscribing, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!